Rich, welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. The first question I just wanted to ask you was, after the disappointing end to the season, how tough has it been having to watch the playoff semi-finals from afar rather than being involved in them?
Yeah, it was something we spoke about when I first came in, wanting to make that top five, and we just didn't quite make it. Like I said, the performances from the boys was always within a score of games. Probably our game management let us down a little bit in one or two of them, where you look back and you think we should have got a result there, and them games have ended up costing us. But I thought the boys, we went out to Toronto, we give it a real good go, and like with one actual genuine middle out there, to be 60 minutes in and leading the game, and just falling away just towards the back end of it. I thought I was really proud of them, and I thought, like I said, they committed themselves to the game and had a real good go at trying to get the result. But yeah, it's very disappointing having to watch them playoffs, and knowing that we wanted to be there, and I reckon we'd have had a real good crack at it as well if we were in there. Yeah,
because given the performance in Toronto, how well we played in that game, it must have been from one extreme to the other the day after, when Newcastle went and won, and then we were missing out by a point.
Yeah, drop goal. It was one of them. We was all, the boys have. There was a lot of change for them to adapt to, and I thought they adapted to it very well. And I thought each week we got better, and we looked more of a threat with the ball in hand, throwing the ball about. Probably at times lacked a little bit of go forward, so that just making sure we get it right for next year. That we're going to have to do that tough stuff at times before we do start trying to shift to edges. But again, with the pre-season under our belt, we'll be a lot better for that.
Is that what the last couple of weeks have entailed then? You talking to the players that are going to be here next season, saying how much differently you want it to work and what sort of mentality you're trying to drive into it?
Yeah, definitely. I think with League One, we need to be a lot more professional in what we do, and it is hard because the boys do have a long day at work. They come to training, and if they've had a real hard day, it's hard to get them motivated. But I've sort of drilled that in. They can't use that as an excuse. We'll be good to them, like getting a read off them. If they are a bit flat, then we'll just ask for half an hour of real quality, and we'll cut the session down. As long as we're getting quality within it, and they've all been really responsive to it, and they can all see where we're going, and if we get that right, then it's a big step forward.
Are you wanting a bit more of a settled side next season as well? We saw it chopping and changing, maybe due to injury and availability a lot of the time, but if you can help it, are you looking to have a similar sort of squad that you're taking into most games next season?
Yeah, certainly. I think when I first came in, it was not knowing some of them and how they played, so it was a case of some of the games just putting them boys in so I could have a real good look at them.
So looking ahead then, there's still a long way to go until next season, of course, but what sort of early plans are being put in place at the minute between you and Carl as to how we can take it forward?
Yeah, recruitment's big. At the moment we're just in negotiations with a few players in bringing them in that will hopefully strengthen us for next season. Again, speaking to the players that we've already got here in what I'd expect from them, areas improvement for them, and hopefully they'll go away, especially the boys that need to be a little bit fitter and a little bit stronger. They'll go away pre-season with the time off that they've got, and just do a little bit of that before we get hold of them, and then sort of November time we'll have them back in for pre-season, and then it's all hands on deck, and it'll be a tough pre-season for them.
So what sort of characters are you looking to bring in then? Obviously that you've mentioned the professionalism and stuff like that, but what type of players are you looking for?
Probably a little bit of experience if we can, some players that have been in the game, just to help the boys. I think we're a young squad, with the likes of Zach and especially in the middles in Connor and that. They need a bit of guidance and probably someone to look up to, and hopefully I can bring someone like that in that they'll be able to learn from and develop from.
And we've got, obviously you're going to want to sign quite a few players, but is it a case of bringing players in who are going to improve us, not just bringing them in for the sake of it, because you could too many cooks can sort of spoil the broth?
I don't think we're going to bring in a heap of players. We're looking at 4 quality signings. That's what we're aiming at. It's looking out there. There isn't a great deal out there at the moment where we're looking for and what we're looking for. So again, we might have to be a little bit patient and just wait for that right player to come.
Is that what you're doing as well? And obviously League One's a difficult league to attract the better players down to, with all due respect to it. Are you using your contacts as well to try and get the good players down here?
Yeah, certainly. Trying to use contacts that I've got within the game to get the quality players, and if we can do that, and like I say, they end up coming the guys that we want, the quality players, and they're up in Championship, and they'll be great signings for us.